First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
We do every weekday. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up. Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you very much for joining us. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, as we do every weekday, and we appreciate you joining us here. We get to cover a wide range of topics on this show, and sometimes we get to speak to some guests as well, and that is what this segment's all about. Speaking to actor Rosamund Pike. And you may know her from a number of different shows, but she also stars in The Wheel of Time, season 3 of which is coming out, or is out actually. Some of the episodes already are available. You may have seen them, but this is, again, a really huge season for the franchise. And we talk all about that and just how she got into the entire thing to begin with.
You've done so many different types of shows, films, all of that, drama, comedy, so many different genres there, but what is it about fantasy and something like The Wheel of Time that drew you to that originally?
Because I've never done fantasy and I know very little about it. I felt I've never seen myself in fantasy because I haven't felt that characters that I like to play are represented in fantasy. And then along comes The Wheel of Time, where there are these mysterious, complicated, strong women, many of them, displaying all kinds of ways of being strong, whether it's strength in healing or in magic or in politics or in fighting and warcraft, so many different forms of female strength. I thought, well, this is astonishing. This is going to be my foray into fantasy.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it's been great.
Well, and talking about that, The Wheel of Time season 3 coming out, a lot of anticipation for this. For you, what do you think what should people be most excited about when it comes to season 3 compared to maybe the first 2 seasons?
Well, already we've seen this tremendous upsurge in exhilaration, as people watch the episodes. People have kind of had their breath taken away by certain elements of the imagery that we put on screen. Passages in the book that people felt might be unfilmable, we've achieved, particularly in our episode 4, which dropped last week. And I think we're offering a season 3 that is more ambitious than anything we've offered before. We've learned from our mistakes. We have constantly tried to make it better. And I think, too many shows, coast and don't get better season after season. And we undoubtedly, season 2 was a big step up. Season 3 is I am truly proud of what we're putting on screen. We've Amazon let us filmed in a much more cinematic landscape. We've got a wider frame. We can put more on the screen, literally. And it's taken us to South Africa, which is beautiful and mysterious. And we've been in these desert landscapes that too often now people don't actually go to. It's green screen, but there's nothing like an actor struggling to, do a close-up in the hot sun to make you feel like you are where you're supposed to be.
Right. And I love that aspect of it too, and to that extent, talking about, you mentioned bringing these things to life on screen, which fantasy, I mean, I can't even imagine what the difficulty level is of that, of creating that, putting that into a visual world. But you all have been doing it. So what is it like seeing that on screen for yourself, even though you're in the desert there sweating and hot and filming it, but then actually getting to see the production on screen and what they come up with?
Well, it's always a tremendous jump when our visual effects team, who are second to none, overlay their imaginations onto ours. But actually, our visual effects team work really closely with the actors. So magic is a large part of this show, and we weave. It's not exactly magic, but it's a form of channeling the energy of the universe to do battle with, or to make things happen, or to change outcomes. And they really discuss with us what it feels like for our individual characters and develop a visual effects language that mirrors a character's experience of using it. It's not one size fits all, which I think people are also really appreciating, that the visual effects are specific and detailed. And, when we're weaving fire, there are shards of sparks that fly from it. When we're weaving water, there's water vapor, all that kind of thing. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful work, but a lot of it is in camera, I have to say. In this show, a lot of it is in camera and it's enhanced by VFX. It's not fully created by VFX.
Yeah, I love that you're out there, as you mentioned, going just back to the South Africa thing, but being out there in the desert and actually doing that work. like out there.
Having to pause as a scorpion runs across the set, or a snake just passes on his way to lunch or whatever.
Yeah, nice. Nice added effect. Well, season 3, as you mentioned, the first 4 episodes there, people can check that out. And I guess the final thing is, what would you like people to take away from season 3 without any spoilers?
I want people to realize and enjoy the human aspect of our show. I think that although we're under this canopy of a grand epic adventure, the reason why people have kept coming back to the books is the human stories. It's the story of mothers and sons. It's the story of families, of the concept of home, of friendship, of rivalry, of jealousy, of envy, of finding out who you are and what your place is in the world. That is why these books have had so many beloved, have been so beloved and had so many fans for so long. And that is at the core of the DNA of our show too. So.
No, it's fantastic, and I am very happy that you found fantasy and found this role and found this series that worked for you too. So it works for everybody else also. So thank you very much, Rosamund. I appreciate it.
Thanks very much. Thanks for the interview.
All right, Rosamund Pike right here on Fox 12 Now. And we do thank you for joining us. Don't forget you can download the Fox 12 Oregon app. Great way to follow along with everything we do here. And of course, stay on top of breaking news anytime between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. I will be here for you for that. We're going to take a break. We'll be back soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.